that is the elective paper. Okay, so I think for inter students, this is not in their course, but for CA final students who are into this, see elective, and for those who are into inter also, they can also listen for their final exams after 2.5 years. That this elective subject can make you CA. Actually, it has that much power that can make you CA. What will happen is, if it's an elective subject, we know that it's an open book exam. What we tend to do is we do not give it sufficient time to study. We think that we are going to take books with us, then why should we study them? But if you could study them, see, without books you score exemptions, and if you take books with them, you can score approximately 100 marks also out of those, 80 marks also out of those 100 marks. So that is very, very important when you look at it from the perspective of aggregate marks and all. Because if you look at 50% of the students fail only because they pass all the subjects, but they could not get the aggregate marks that are required. So this, if you could get those 80 marks in this elective subject, where you are getting 4 hours also to write the exams, you are taking books with you, and everything is favorable at your side. If you could devote 1 or 2 days extra, and definitely if you look at elective subjects also, they are somehow a part of main exams of your exam. For example, take economic laws, and also many of the topics are covered in your law already. If you take IFRS, and also it's India's are very much similar to that. So if you take international taxation, this is already a part of your DT. So only some extended points are there in those, or some few additional topics are there. So if you could devote a decent amount of time, I would say a decent amount of time, not much and not lesser, and if you could do this, it can make you a CA actually. So this is very, very important that you take this elective subject very, very seriously, and do not depend on book completely. Please take your book as a helping hand. What happens is, when we have the book, we start copying the answers by looking at the provisions. So if you do that, you will waste your time unnecessarily. If you try that on your own also, that if you are writing, copying from a book, or you are writing on your own, which will take more time definitely when you are writing by copying your book. So that should not be the case. If you do that, you will lose the time that is really, really important for you in those 4 hours. So if you could get good marks, try 80 marks. Don't satisfy yourself for an exemption in this elective subject. If you could do 80 marks here, even if you get 40 marks in other subjects, you can easily clear that group. So that is the power of this open book exam or elective subject. So that is very, very